What's up, guys? Welcome back to Healthy Recipe. We're going to be making a chicken fricassee today. Fricassee is a French recipe. We're going to make it a little bit healthier today by reducing the fat content of the recipe. We're going to be using chicken breast instead of using whole chicken with skin on, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. It's going over a bed of white rice. So let me show you guys how it's done. Okay, so let's go over our ingredients. We have here some dried cherries. And basically I'm gonna add these just to kind of contrast the savory flavor, to add a little bit of sweetness. And I really like the flavor of this in some dishes. I have some cooking wine, about 1 cup of chopped organic tomatoes. These are from a can. About half of a red onion minced, 3 tablespoons of organic butter, olive oil. I have about 6 cloves of minced garlic. This is my homemade fermented habanero hot sauce. I just made a batch, so if you guys want to learn the recipe to this, I'll leave the link in the iCard above. I have 2 pounds of chopped chicken breast that cut up into about 1-inch cubes, 3 cups of baby portobellos cut down the middle and sliced, and I have smoked paprika also to add some of that nice smoky flavor to the dish. Okay, so we're gonna start with our aromatics with about a tablespoon of olive oil. We're using this pan just because it's easier to cook this kind of dish in. It's gonna have some sauce, so it's got a little bit of height on the sides. Garlic and onions first. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my butter. And I'm going to use that to brown the chicken. Okay, so now that the butter is all melted and it's nice and hot, we're going to start adding chicken. Just a little bit at a time so we can just give it a nice crust on the outside. Okay, so once you got your chicken browned a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and add the mushrooms. We give them about a minute or two just to sweat and soften up, and then we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients and cover it, let it cook for about another 20 minutes. You see that crust that's building down there on the bottom of this pan? That's actually where a lot of the taste is, that caramelization. That's what's great about using aluminum pans. You can't get that with that building of flavor like that with a regular Teflon pan or non-stick. Now when I add liquid to this, it's called deglazing. All of that stuff will mix into the sauce and it will give it an incredible depth of flavor. Right, so now that our mushrooms are softened up nicely, I'm going to go ahead and add some cooking wine to deglaze the pan and also to add flavor in here. See, and as you add liquid, all of that will come right off. And that's where a ton of the flavor is. Now I'm going to go ahead and add our tomatoes. It's going to create a beautiful sauce, and as it cooks, when we put the lid on it, we just leave it cook on medium to medium low heat, and it's just all going to marry together. Now we're going to go ahead and add some of the paprika and a little bit of my habanero hot sauce. You got to go easy with this stuff because this one is super concentrated. I actually grew these habaneros in my yard this year. The paprika adds a nice smoky element, and also it'll give it a nice color. I'm just going to go with a little squirt of this stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some of these dried cherries. And if you guys don't like sweetness mixed in with your savory dishes, you don't have to add this. This is just something different that I enjoy from time to time, and I had them on hand. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more crushed tomato to this, just to make the sauce a little bit more. I actually ended up going with about 16 ounces total. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little sea salt. Mix it up one last time. I'm gonna give it a taste, and we're gonna cover it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, and that sauce has completely come together. It's mixed nicely now. All those flavors have cooked into a nice, beautiful sauce. We're gonna go ahead and serve this over white rice, and I'll let you know how it tastes. Okay, so there it is. That's what the dish looks like over white rice. I'm gonna put a little bit of minced jalapenos over the top of it, just to give it some of that nice green contrast with the red, and also to add a little bit more heat and add some crunch to the dish. They look really nice and vibrant. So that's the completed dish with the presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Then I'll see you guys really soon on the next one. Okay, so here is the moment of truth. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste and see what it came out like. This is something I grew up eating, so I'm very familiar with this recipe. The chicken is like really tender. The flavor of the sauce is amazing. I can taste a little bit of that wine in there, the cooking wine. I can also get like the sweetness from the dried cherry, along with the heat of the hot sauce. And I got a couple of little bites of the jalapeno to add some nice crunch and extra heat in there. It's spicy, it's fresh, it's sweet. The addition of the raisins or the dried cherries in here add an extra dimension of flavor that I had never tried with this dish before. Absolutely amazing with that in it. I hope you guys give it a try and experiment with things like that, dried fruit in your recipes. It's totally delicious.